Hello, everybody. How you all doing? Now, you're probably all wondering why I'm not using the intro, but while I'm on the 90-day naughty step, I can't take any risks with the intro or anything like that. So we're not going to be playing it for at least 3 months. Don't want to take any risks or anything like that. But yeah, that's why the intro's not playing. Yeah. Right. Let's get into this. Right. I want to clear something up because I know some people today have made videos about the situation that was going on in the live stream that got taken down. People have speculated about the flag and saying that it was probably picked up by the YouTube algorithm. That's not the case. It's not the case at all. I'll show you why in a minute. When the YouTube algorithm picks up something hateful within your live stream, usually the stream goes down straight away. Usually it does. I've been in live streams and they've been taken down instantly because the algorithm's flagged it and takes it straight off of air. That's what it does. No, the live stream the other day was intentionally flagged. And I know it was intentionally flagged because when you get a community guidelines strike, well, it's not a community guidelines strike. If you get it from the algorithm, it's a completely different thing. It will just say it's been taken down. It won't even say it's a community guidelines. It will just say it's been taken down for hateful content. That's if the algorithm does it. So, and what will happen is you will get a timestamp from and to the point where they consider it to be hateful content to show exactly where it was in your content that was hateful. That didn't happen on the live stream. The timestamp started at 3 minutes 14, directly after the intro stopped, right up to the end of the live stream. YouTube doesn't do that. The algorithm doesn't do that. It doesn't timestamp the entire stream. It will cut it up into sections and show specifically where the alleged hate occurred within the live stream. I'll show it you in a minute. But yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I don't know why Paz is. I don't think he's taking his side. I think he's staying neutral. I didn't take that from that video that Paz was taking, Paul Thorpe's side. He said himself that he's staying out of it. So, and that's fair enough. People are allowed to speculate on things, but he has got that wrong. It's not, I mean, it wasn't the algorithm, but I'll show you why in a minute. So, where's your screen? Here we go. Right, so I don't know if you can all see that. I'll enlarge it. So if you can see here, hate speech policy at 3 minutes 14, there is literally nothing at 3 minutes 14 that is hateful. So what they've done is they've actually put a timestamp at the beginning of the live stream right until the end of the live stream in the hopes that something within the live stream triggers YouTube's policy. And unfortunately, on this occasion, it did. So there was no, and it's a community guideline strike as well, which is usually when somebody flags your video, it's a community guideline strike. If it's an algorithm strike, it normally says this has been taken. It doesn't state anything. It just this has been taken down for hateful comment, for hateful content. It doesn't say community guideline strike on it. It'll say it's in breach of their terms and services. That's what it normally says, not a community guideline strike. That's what it normally says. But you can see it's 3 minutes 14. The timestamp is literally from that point all the way to the end of the live stream. YouTube doesn't do that. YouTube will give you a specific point in time where the hate occurred. That's what it'll do. But yeah. We don't know it was. Look, I'll say this right. I don't hold Dino Bain responsible Yeah, I don't hold him responsible at all. I don't hold Jupiter responsible. I hold myself responsible. I should have cut that live stream a lot sooner than I did. So the responsibility for it lies with me, not with anybody else. It lies with me. It's my own fault. It's a lesson learned, and it will never happen again. But sometimes you need things like this to teach you a lesson. Like, yeah, that's never happened again. But the responsibility and the fault solely lies with me. It's my fault. I should have cut that a lot sooner than I did, and I didn't. So lesson learned. Obviously, the person who flagged it had nefarious reasons for doing it as well. They wanted to silence me. They wanted to take me down. So maybe that's the conversation we should be having, that people within our own side, supposedly right wing, are capable of flagging people's content to silence them. They're fully capable of doing the left wing thing of taking down a channel. That's the real thing we should be talking about. That's the real tragedy of all this, that somebody felt the need that they couldn't debate me or whatever. So the only recourse for them to do was to take the channel down, or try to take the channel down by flagging it. But lessons have been learned. Like I said, I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anybody but myself. It's my responsibility. I was the host of the live stream. I take full responsibility for it. That's all you can do. Got to hold your hands up and say, yeah, my fault. Won't happen again. Yeah. Right. I just want to clear that up. So it wasn't a algorithmic strike. Somebody went in there and manually struck down that live stream. I've seen live streams that are a hell of a lot worse than that have stayed up, that haven't been taken down. So there you go. Right, let's move on from this now. And I want to clarify something, right? I don't care about if people are making videos about me. I don't care if people are talking about me. You know what? The damage has been done. We're living rent-free in their heads, whoever they are. They're having meltdowns all over the place. The damage is done. We're living rent-free in their heads. I can move on from that knowing job done in that regard. Mission completed. Yeah. Job done. So it's just time to move on. That's what needs to happen. I think everybody is moving on. From everybody's video and behind the scenes stuff, everybody's moving on. Don't give these people what they want. That's the main thing. Right, let's have a look at some stuff that's been going off in the world, shall we? Because we haven't done this in a long time, have we? Let's have a look. Oh, actually, I am. What am I doing? I've already got it up. So there's an email that's been doing the rounds from the so-called Electoral Commission saying that, in fact, I'll just show it. It's fake, by the way. This is fake. Just want people to know you're free to talk about whatever you want to talk about. Just keep it within reason. Yeah. Don't go overboard. Don't risk the channel. Yeah. Just be considerate. That's all I'm asking. Right. Let's have a look at this. So a lot of people have been using this and saying, look, Restore Britain have owned 59% of their membership is from overseas. Yeah, people are actually taking this seriously. They didn't even bother to actually look at the email. I mean, the end of the actual email address is .org UK when usually it's .ugov. So that's a big telltale thing. In fact, we can have a look at what the Electoral Commission, what their link actually looks like. Electoral Commission. Oh, it is. No, it is. No, it is. It is .org UK. I was wrong about that. Okay, right, okay. I thought it was Google, but it's not. Well, the email is fake because where are we? Get rid of that. We're not looking at that anymore. Yeah. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. on a Friday. Just be known that there are mods operating in the chat. And if you're a troll, you start spamming or you start saying things. Yeah. I'm just going to nip it in the bud. You start spamming in the chat, you're gone. Yeah, rules. Don't spam in the chat. Well, you're gone. It's as simple as that. There's no need for it. Just keep an eye out, mods. There may be people coming to the chat to. And do you see here, right, how it states, look, it gives you a timestamp. Comments were removed. Yeah. Didn't happen before when I was accused of it before. That didn't happen, by the way. Just pay attention to that. Just saying. But yeah, the email's fake. Afternoon, Stefan. How you doing? How you doing, everybody? I forgot to say hello to the chat as well. Hello, chat. How you all doing? I'm losing my mind today. There's been a lot going on. How you all doing? Let's have a look at stuff. Right. So that's fake. That email is fake. So anybody using that, well, they're morons. That's the one, mate. That's the one. That's what we're all doing now. That headline Dino put in his video regarding hospitals and the procedure was, yeah. I'm not even going to speculate on any of the gossip. I'm not stopping you guys from doing it, but obviously for obvious reasons, I'm not going to be discussing that or anything, really. Done with it all. These people are irrelevant. Just having a look at the comments, just reading the comments. Obviously, I'm not going to be talking about any drama or anything like that. We just have to starve these people of all attention, and that's the way to deal with them. You know what the real target is, and what will really hurt them is not talking about them. It's just keep talking about Restore Britain, because that's the subject they really hate. That's the reason they tried to shut me down, is because of my support for Restore Britain. So that's going to be my two fingers up to them. I'm just going to keep talking about Restore Britain, about its policies, and all that kind of stuff, and that will just be one in their eye. Yeah. Hey, everybody coming into the chat. How you all doing? It's fake. Someone committed fraud in the government department, or it's just fabricated. Morning. It's afternoon now. It's past 12. That's the one. Yeah, I noticed that as well. Hello, how you all doing? Yep, saw it in the walk and talk comments this morning. Restore really upset. Oh yeah, that's pouring salt into the wound. That one, Steve. You just keep talking about Restore Britain. Let's see if we can find some Rupert Lowe videos to play, because that'll really stick in the raw, won't it? Let's talk about some Rupert Lowe stuff. Oh, here we go. All right, so we just discussed an email, and Basil the Great's come out with something. I'll have a look at this in a minute. All right, let's have a look at this evidence. All these people that have been using this email as proof that Restore Britain, oh look, 59% of their membership is from abroad, are all going to have egg on their face. They are. Right, let's share it, and I'll show. Let's have a look at this. So this is from Basil the Great. I'll enlarge this so everybody can see it. Here we go. So we found out where the made-up email claiming Restore Britain's membership is 59 from outside the key came from. This new account called UK Standards, which attacks Restore regularly, posted the exact same percentage and claimed 2 days earlier. What are the chances of that? All right, let's have a look at it then. Right, okay. So obviously this is the main email. For those that haven't read it, Rupert Lowe, MP for Great Yarmouth and leader of Restore Britain, has not yet submitted details of his party's members or anyone who is not affiliated with the party. That's a bit weird in itself, that statement there. However, under electoral law, we are able to review records related to those not affiliated with the party. Your email refers to membership figures rather than those not affiliated with the party. What? It's highly unusual for a newly established party to receive 100,000 members. Well, how do they know? There's a first time for everything, isn't it? It's not highly unusual. It's just the first time that that's happened. I mean, the email itself sounds biased, doesn't it? It sounds like the person writing it is biased. So it's highly unusual it sounds like they're the ones that think it's highly unusual, don't they? I don't think the Electoral Commission would say something like this. It's not something they would say. They wouldn't say it is highly unusual for a new established party to receive 100,000 members. They wouldn't say that, because with the Electoral Commission, they would have to assume there's a first time for everything. It's quite possible that a new party could get 100,000 members in such a short time. Why is this thing that it can't happen? Doesn't make any sense. Anyway, carry on. And it's likely that a significant proportion of these so they don't know. Why would an organization, an institution like the Electoral Commission, come out and speculate on things? They would have the facts straight. They wouldn't speculate on anything, would they? They wouldn't speculate on this. They would just say, we don't know, if they didn't know. It's highly unusual for a newly established party to receive 100,000 members. And it is likely they wouldn't use the word like likely. They'd have to be 100% sure before they released anything like this, because this could damage a party's credibility. They'd have to be very, very careful. They wouldn't post likely. They would have to be 100% sure with evidence that this was happening. So likely wouldn't be a part of it. And it's likely that a significant proportion of these are based outside the United Kingdom. Well, how did you find that out? Our current data indicates that approximately 59% of the membership is overseas. But then you're saying it's likely, but now you're stating it as fact with a percentage. A bit strange, isn't it? You're welcome to email us again in a few days if you would like us to verify this information. Yeah. Right, so let's have a look at the so-called evidence then. Right, here we go. UK standards, exclusive, 59% of Restore Britain membership are registered outside the UK. Just stated without any evidence. And this is where the email allegedly came from. The lengths these people will go to, hey. Yeah, they wouldn't say likely. They wouldn't speculate on that. There's no way the Electoral Commission would come out and speculate on it and say, it's highly likely. They'd have to be 100% sure, because if they release that information and then it turns out it's not true, then they've done some damage to a political party, which they're not allowed to do. Very strange. I'm going to plug my own store. I've got my own store on my own channel. So if people want to get a Vindicator t-shirt or a mug or a cap, feel free. There you go. That's exactly right. They shouldn't be publishing it without the facts. They would have to have all the facts before they publish anything like that. They would have IP addresses, so they'll be certain. So it stinks. Yeah. They'd know. But then there's a case of VPNs, because a lot of people in the UK are using VPNs now. So how do you know that the people aren't in this country, that a VPN wasn't used? Yeah, and the Electoral Commission wouldn't state opinion. It'd always be fact. That they're an institution. It's the Electoral Commission. It's the body that decides whether or not a party can be a political party or not. They're not going to speculate on things like that. It's either 100% or they won't say anything. Yep. So anybody using that information as factual is just not very smart. Or they're just using it because it confirms their bias. That's all they're doing. Not really interested in research. Just hold them say, oh, look at this. We've got the proof. And the majority of people will stand by it, because they'll say anybody they call it's fake. Oh, well, you're just a Restore zealot. You don't want to accept evidence, without doing any research on their own about what it entails. If anything, it just proves how unintelligent they are, doesn't it? There you go. Tom's saying it there. Look, VPN usage up 1,000% since online safety bill. So it's probably guaranteed that a good proportion, if it was true, it's not true though. If it was true, then that could be a huge accountability for why people will be overseas and membership of Restore Britain VPNs. But apparently the Electoral Commission doesn't actually, you don't have to provide where your members are from anyway. We'll have a look at that. We'll go and have a look at this, actually. You don't have to... let's get on here. Where are we? Here we go. Right. I think it's in the comments of this, actually. Is it? Yeah. Why am I not subscribed to him? Strange. Oh, I get that's why I'm not subscribed. I do follow him, but I'm not subscribed. Here you go, Charlie Simpson. Yesterday, an email began circulating on social media falsely. Right, so look at this. Here we go. I think this is from a representative of Restore Britain. Isn't Charlie Simpson part of Restore Britain? Yesterday, an email began circulating on social media falsely claiming to be from the Electoral Commission and stating that 59% of Restore Britain's members were foreign. It was initially shared by an ex-account, UK Standards, an account that constantly and heavily attacks Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe. I have spoken to someone at the Electoral Commission who confirmed that this email is entirely false and has been circulated for propaganda purposes, something that is illegal under the electoral law. Ooh. Notably, UK Standards and several other accounts quickly deleted their posts of the email once they realised their actions were unlawful. I would encourage everyone to scrutinise carefully the content shared by accounts of this kind. So anybody sharing this, if you're holding up this as evidence of the Restore Britain, you're committing illegal actions under electoral law. And if you're members of political parties, oh, that's definitely a no-no. In fact, let's do some screenshots of people that have been doing it so we can catch them out. So when they start backtracking in a bit and saying they never used it, I've got the evidence. Yeah, let's do that, because I know one particular person that's been doing it who shall remain nameless, but his name rhymes with Fanny Costco. He was doing it today. So, yeah. We'll stop sharing. It's crazy. It's crazy what these people do just to try and smear. Oh dear. Yeah, someone's gonna have really big, lots of egg on their face with this one. Yeah. Oh dear. Oh dear, dear me. I think they know it's not true, but they'll just hold it up as propaganda, because we know the majority of people will not do their research and will just take this as gospel truth, won't they? Well, we've got the screenshots. We've got the screenshots now. If they deny it in the future, I'll just bring it and say, look what you were posting. Yeah. There we go. So, absolutely 100% fake. Yeah. Yeah, I purposely didn't show the screen. There's a point to it. I didn't show the screen on that one. But yeah, the email circulating saying that Restore Britain has 59%. Oh, wasn't it showing the actual? Oh, right. Okay, I got you, Steve. Better go and have a look at it then, haven't we? This is why I hate StreamYard. It should just come in automatically. There we are. Right. Okay, we'll show this bit. Right. So I'll read it again. So, Charlie Simpson, yesterday an email began circulating on social media, falsely claiming to be from the Electoral Commission and stating that 59% of Restore Britain's members were foreign. It was initially shared by an ex-account, UK Standards, an account constantly and heavily attacks Restore Britain and Rupert Lowe. I have spoken to someone at the Electoral Commission who confirmed that this email is entirely false and has been circulated for propaganda purposes, something that is illegal under electoral law. So anybody sharing it, you're committing a criminal offence. Okay? Passing it off as real, you're committing an offence. But some people are just putting, if it's true, because they know it's not true. But they'll pick up anything like this in the attempts to smear Restore Britain, because they know that 90% of people won't do their research and just take it as gospel truth that this is true. It's dishonest. But there you go. Notably, UK standards and several other accounts quickly deleted their posts of the email once they realised their actions were unlawful. I would encourage everyone to scrutinise carefully the content shared by accounts of this kind. So there you are. It's completely fake, which is what we all knew anyway, didn't we? Well, we can see if anything's happening. Anything interesting happening? I think we're going to take a look at the assault on Fred the bodyguard because that was quite interesting. Rupert Lowe or Nigel Farage Prime Minister? Well, that's a no-brainer, isn't it? Rupert Lowe. What? Savage machete attack on 12-year-old boy beaten unconscious and held at knife point after defending pal in Dundee. Brave lad stepped in when a gang harassed his friend in the city centre. Either way, near High Street. 4 thugs rushed him and battered him unconscious. Jumped on his head, then pressed a machete to his throat while lay helpless. He suffered a broken jaw, shattered eye socket, and rushed emergency brain scan, but has since been released. Sickening footage of the attack is now circling online. I'll not show that footage, no, neither will I, but I will share the video that his father put out. Wow. Country's just getting more and more violent, isn't it? There's some stuff I just can't cover for obvious reasons. Oh, what's this? On Monday, I will make a full announcement. Before I do, I want you all to understand this. I will never stop doing my bit to fight for our country. My activism will continue. My charity work will continue. We have built a huge family, over 750,000 followers across our social media in less than a year, and we have proven that we can have a real impact. Nothing we've built together is stopping, but this is the truth. I feel like I could be doing more. So I've made a decision and signed on the dotted line. I will not be getting paid. I'm simply doing it because I believe in it. Yeah, whatever. I'm not actually happy that that guy's anything to do with Restore Britain. I'll be honest with you. Patriots, a quick poll, Restore Britain movement. Graham Moore, great guy. If you're not subscribed to Graham Moore, go and do it. Go and follow him on X and Twitter. I think he does a lot of his work on Rumble, not on YouTube though. Go and look up this guy. He's brilliant. I interviewed him on the channel. He's amazing. I'm just going down my timeline just see if there's anything interesting. I think Reform voters are attacking the book and calling him for calling out this sort of behaviour. My God. We truly are in the degenerate age, aren't we? Absolute degenerates out there. They'll do anything to get fame. See, that's sad. I know everybody hates the police at the minute, but it is sad, generally sad when a police officer is killed in the line of duty. It really is. You know, at the end of the day, he put the uniform on and went out there to protect people and died in the line of duty. And I think we can all respect that. No matter what we think about the police, I think we can all respect that. You know, when you put a uniform on and, you know, you're out there defending people and you die in the line of duty, it's the ultimate sacrifice. So look at the chat. Stop sharing that rubbish. Right, go away from that. Kent police did not say how he died. Are we allowed to speculate? Probably not. I wouldn't speculate if I was you. '97 awful. What was that in reference to? Sorry, I was just like reading. I was just looking at the comments. Sorry. Right, I'm going to go and take a look at the footage of Fred getting assaulted because he was at a protest with the Antifa. And I've got to say this, right? If you're going to start and go to these protests now, I keep having to reiterate this because I don't think people are getting the message. Antifa are getting more and more dangerous at every single protest now. They really are. And if you're going to go to these protests, I highly recommend everybody gets a body cam and at least a stab-proof vest. Now, they're not perfect. Stab-proof vests are not perfect. They're only going to protect your vital organs. If there are vulnerable points on stab vests for obvious reasons, nothing's perfect. You're not guaranteed protection from them, but it's better than having nothing. How you doing, mate? I'm doing really well, thank you. What's this? Not found out yet. But the gossip gang group going channel. Yeah, I'm not getting involved in any gossip or any drama. I'm just not interested in it. Really not. Doesn't interest me at all. Well, that's hopefully what I'll be doing. That's going to be like a sideline job. I'm going to be doing my close protection badge soon, and I'll be offering my services out to anybody within the movement that wants protection. So yeah, we're working for myself. It's the easiest way not to be cancelled. But I want to show people something. Just bear with me. Ow. Right, I'm going to turn the camera a bit. I'm sorry, everybody. You're going to be... I hope you're not eating when I turn the camera on. But yeah, one of these. This is my body cam. People keep asking me what make a body cam it is, so I'll just show you. It's the RX 2S body worn camera. If you're going to do protests, if you're a citizen journalist or you go into a protest, get yourself one of these. It records a full 12 hours. This is it. It records a full 12 hours. It's got night vision on it, so it'll record at night as well. This is your best defense. If you get assaulted and that's going the full time you're at a protest, you can refer back to the footage and say, that's what happened. And it'll cover your back. Definitely. Stab-proof vest, 100%. I'd say, yeah, get that. Antifa are getting way, way worse with their attacks on people. And that's my advice to everybody. Stab-proof vest, body-worn camera that can record up to 12 hours, that can take some hammer. That's what I suggest. Yes, to advisement. Yeah, that's it. You can't take any risks out there anymore. Yep, that's the one. It will actually, I'll show you on here what it'll actually do. So there you go, I'll show you. You can have a read of it. There you go. That's what it will do. Yeah, if you want to read that, but that's the one I use. This is the old one. That's the old one. It was about 45 quid, this one. Not as good, but it'll still record 12 hours. I'll still get 12 hours worth of footage, but I had to get the better one because I know what's coming this summer. So yeah, I had to get the better one. It's quick. It's quick stop. You press the center button to start recording. You press the button again to stop it recording. So none of this trying to fiddle around on the side looking for the buttons. It's just quick press. So if you're in a heated exchange, quick press on the front, it starts recording, and it'll keep recording. What it'll do is it'll record in 5-minute batches. You can have it recorded in 5-minute batches. You can have it on continuous record as you're doing it. So if you have it switched off, it'll constantly be recording, and it'll automatically include the last 5 minutes before you press the record button, which is what I recommend you have it on. Yeah, so you're getting the whole event. But yeah, basic safety advice. You need it nowadays, especially with the police, interactions with the police, anything like that. Get it on your body-worn camera to prove your case as well. I hear you've been training like a bar steward on the bag at the gym. I can neither confirm or deny. Let's just say my morning walks are training. We'll say that. Guys, be careful around the blue vested police at protests. Tell them, yeah, they're constantly intelligence gathering. Remember that every interaction you have with the police, they are constantly evidence gathering. They're not your friends. They'll try and use their training. They'll try and read me. They'll talk about conversation. They tried it with me at a protest once, and I was there, and they were asking, "Oh, whereabouts are you from?" "Oh, yeah. How many protests you've been to?" And they're not being friendly. This is to gather information on you. And I told them straight, said, "Don't do your intelligence gathering tactics on me, please. If you generally want to know, then that's okay. But if you're doing it for intelligence gathering purposes, please." I recognize the training. I've been through the training myself. So I recognized it. It's like, yeah, don't do that with me. There you go. Hey, how you doing? Right, let's have a look at this. Forgot what I was going to look at. Oh, yeah, the turn that camera off. Don't put you all off your Sunday dinners. Right. I think I bookmarked it. Sure I did. I'll just check. I could have sworn I bookmarked it. We've got something else to look at in a minute as well. It's quite funny. Did I bookmark it? No, I didn't. No, I didn't bookmark it. Has everybody heard about Dr. David Bull, the supposed Reform chairman that isn't chairman, is just a puppet, because we all know Zai Yusuf is chairman? Apparently, he's revealed more by what he's said than not said. I'll just share this, and then we'll look at the Fred thing, because this is important as well. Because everybody keeps saying, "Why isn't Rupert Lowe on mainstream media?" It's because they banned him. They know he's a threat. They don't want him on. They don't want people to know about him. The mainstream media is controlled. Here we go. This is it. I've got to go back and actually share it, because it won't share automatically. Right. So this is it. Reform Chair David Bull. This is from Basil the Great again. Go and subscribe to Basil the Great, by the way. He just come out with some great information. Reform Chair David Bull admits Rupert Lowe is banned from GB News. He put this post up less than 5 minutes before deleting it. David claiming the ban is an editorial decision. Why is the chair Reform UK saying this? Because Farage has banned Rupert Lowe. That's why. Here's the message. Look. That's a very disingenuous tweet. It's an editorial decision made by GB News, and broadcasters and newspapers make them every day, as you well know. They don't really tend to ban leaders of political parties, especially a political party that is now the 4th largest in the country, from appearing on news shows, do they? Unless they have an agenda. Just saying. But yeah, that's that. Interesting, isn't it? What's going on? Just have a look at the chat. Yeah, right. Let's get one thing straight. Right, David Bull isn't the chairman of Reform UK. Zai Yusuf still is. He's the one. Dr. David Bull is just the face of the chair. Behind him is Zai Yusuf. Right, let's go and check out this Fred thing. I think I know where it is. I did like it, so I think it might be on my actual. So I'll get up there, right? I think it might actually just be on my. See if I can find it. If not, I'll have to look on YouTube. I don't. See if I can find Fred. Right, Fred gets assaulted. See if I can find it. Yeah, this is it. This is it right here. The thing is, right, I've never seen so many police in my life, and for them to have no eyes on this person just shows how operationally aware they are of things. This would never happen if the majority of the police force was ex-veterans, because you have an instinct, you have eyes in the back of your head, you're looking constantly for that flashpoint or that person that is going to come out of nowhere. You know where it's going to come from. You just instinctively know where it's going to come from. And anybody that's served in the armed forces will know what I mean. You just get a sixth sense of it. You're in these situations so often that it just becomes second nature. You can read the situation, think it's going to come from there. You just know. And this guy had a backpack on. I'm going to share it in a minute. I'll show you guys it. It's just, you just get a sixth sense. You just get a feel for people. Right, so this is it. I don't know if there's any sound or anything. You know what? I'm not even listening to it. I've not got my headphones in. I'm thinking it's muted and it's not. I've just not got my headphones in. It's been one of those weeks. That's all I can say. All right, can everybody see that? See if is it actually sharing? No, I've got to share it again. There we go. Right.
That was Khalid.
Right, I'm going to show the whole thing, but what the hell were the police doing? They could quite clearly see somebody lunging towards that guy. They could have stepped in easily and stopped him. But this is the thing. This is what people don't understand. You can do as much martial arts as you like, but in that situation, it's completely worthless. Now, that guy could have had a knife, and he took Fred completely by surprise. You have to be, if you're in that situation, you have to be 100% on the job and alert. And I know hindsight's a beautiful thing, but if you're doing close protection, you've got to be, and I don't think he was doing close protection that day. I'm not sure he was, but the guy had a rucksack on as well. Could have been a suicide attack or anything like that. I mean, I'm not having a go at Fred. I mean, obviously it's horrific what happened to him. It's the guy that attacked him whose fault it is. But if you're going to go to these events in future, you've got to have your eye on the ball all the time with this sort of thing. You really have. Numbers can't close quarters. It comes to skill and body mass. Yeah. That's where your martial arts counts for nothing, because you can't really use it in a crowd like that. Yeah, having a back against the fence like that, I mean, blindside. I mean, he came from his blind side as well. But I guess Fred was probably thinking at the time, well, there's all those police officers over there. Surely they'll stop somebody coming through and lunging through. That's what I would assume as well. Yes, that's the impression I get. Did they actually arrest him, Bob, in the end? It's crazy, isn't it? Right, let's play the whole thing. So look at the whole thing. Watch it play through the whole thing.
That was Khalid. Hey, Fred. Hey, Fred. Oh, shit. Hey, fucking hell. That was Khalid.
I'm sorry, but the police are absolutely useless. They're useless. Just going around the neck. Just going around the neck and dragged him down. Absolute shocking. That was shocking. Let's watch it again. Look at that. That could have been anybody. Look at the backpack he's got on. Straight round his neck. Yeah, moment. Back turned. Bit of a sucker punch, really, there, wasn't it?
That was Khalid. Hey, Fred. Hey, Fred. Oh, shit. Hey, fucking hell.
That's why you've got to have eyes in the back of your head. That's why you need body cams on. Because if you've got to put somebody like that down, and you know what I mean by that, then you've got it as self-defense. Because I wouldn't trust any police officers to have you back in that situation. Not one little bit. That's why you need the body-worn cameras. That's what the chat is saying. Yeah, I'm not blaming Fred. Fred's not to blame. In that situation, when you've got all that sort, when you've got a crowd like that and you're cornered, it's very, very hard to protect anybody. It really is. I think if I'd have been in that situation, I'd have been advising Bob, let's get out of here, mate. This is getting a bit dodgy. That's what I'd have been doing. Literally. But then again, you're a bodyguard. You're surrounded by police on all sides. Are you going to be reluctant to do anything with that amount of police around? They should be doing their job. This is what I mean. The police are just not operationally aware. They should have spotted that person coming in and said, "Look at him coming in there." It was the same. It was the same in Southampton when we were down there with Tom. When myself and Tom saw those lefties with the bottles, and we were pointing out to the police, they've got bottles. They've got bottles with tape over the top that's quite obviously filled with urine. Didn't do anything. Then later on, they were on the bridge and they were throwing bottles of urine at the crowd. A little bit of operational awareness, a little bit of foresight, acting upon information from the public, and that could have been avoided. But they didn't do it because they're useless. Not all police, got to say that, not all police are useless, but a vast majority of them are. "15 minutes before." Who is this? What's his name? See, I don't know who this guy is. Is this the guy that attacked Fred? Is that who it is? All I know is somebody attacked Fred. That's all I know. Yeah, they are. I mean, when I went to the UKIP protest in Sheffield, absolutely useless. Kettled UKIP down an alley and allowed Antifa to amass at the top of the street. Instead of moving them on, that they were in breach of the Section 14 that was in place. Didn't move them on, just allowed them to amass. And then when UKIP started to march again, all hell broke loose because the police were incompetent. Their leadership is incompetent. And there's an interview, well, not interview, there's me having a go at a sergeant. It's on this channel for speaking to young Bob like dirt because all the lad was doing was asking questions. That's all he was doing. He was asking questions of the police. Why did you allow that to happen? Valid question. As a public servant, they should be able to answer, but didn't. Just started mocking him like a petulant child. In fact, the police sergeant was acting like a 17-year-old. Right, okay. I'm not taking there's more to this then. But most of these, I can't repeat that. I'm sorry to refer to them as that, but that's exactly what they are. Don't even know the law. Yeah, I know. They have to Google it on the phones. And they just make it up as they go along. Happy Sunday. Yep. That's the trouble. They become politicised themselves. The College of Policing is woke. And they have to have a degree from university, which is probably that they're recruiting from Marxist indoctrination centres, and then we're wondering why these police officers are on the side of the lefties all the time. It's no brainer. They've been brainwashed. They side with these people. Yeah, couldn't answer. In fact, we can take a look at it. Do you want to take a look at it? Let's have a look at the video. I'll play the video. We can have a look at it. Videos. Stop sharing that. He was. You could tell what he was. He wasn't professional at all, the sergeant. I think Steve can attest to that. He wasn't professional at all. Can't believe how many videos I've done. Yeah, that's that one. That's the that one there. Let's see if it's on here. Should be that far away. Here we go. This is it. Right. The title of the video is Civilian in Costume 3195 is a disgrace to the uniform, and he was. Pause that a minute. The advert's going to be on that. Right. We'll get that out of the way and then I'll play it actually. So I'm just playing this advert so we don't have to watch it. But yeah, he wasn't very professional at all, this police officer, and I say that in air quotations. He got this smug smile on his face. Yeah, it was only like a 2-minute 29 interaction with him, but I had to say what needed to be said. Right, so look at it. Oh, this is for people that say that, you know, I don't do anything for the movement, by the way. I don't do anything for the movement. I don't go out to protest. I don't travel halfway down the country to Southampton to go and back my best mate up, Tom, for the movement. I don't do anything like that. Yeah, most likely I've probably been to more UKIP protests than the people that actually support UKIP or claim to support UKIP. So, yeah, there's that too. Is it sharing? Right, we'll play it.
They'll immediately get put to the
Right, so he's talking to young Bob. Young Bob's asking him legitimate questions about what is happening. We'll watch it again. So young Bob is up here somewhere. Young Bob, I think this is Young Bob around here somewhere. And he's just asking this police officer why they kettled the protest march in that way, in that alley. Legitimate question.
They'll immediately get booked to the front.
So young Bob and a few others were trying to talk to this sergeant on the screen, and all he did was be condescending and sarcastic towards them. He then walked off and turned his back on them as they were asking him questions about why his officers acted the way they did during the kettle and why they were so unreasonable with the Patriot protesters. The guy shouldn't be in the uniform, and I think, you know, it's self-explanatory from what I say to him, especially when he walks away and laughs about it.
See you later.
You held us there for hours, and then you didn't clear the area.
See you later.
That was a little bit patronising, wasn't it, mate? A little bit patronising, that. Yeah, a little bit patronising, buddy. Yeah, it is. No. You disgraced that uniform, mate. I wore a uniform to protect my country, and you're a disgrace wearing that. All right? Absolute disgrace. Taking that sort of attitude with people is wrong. Very wrong. You're supposed to de-escalate, not escalate. Yeah?
What happened?
He's just a fucking idiot. Shouldn't be in the uniform. He shouldn't be in the uniform. Definitely not. That's a disgrace. I'd be ashamed to take orders from somebody like that, treating public like that.
The aptitude test they've got to take in order to be a police officer.
But yeah, you can smile all you want, mate. That's disgusting. Just make this guy famous. Excuse me, mate. Let's have a look at your collar number, mate. Yeah, I want to look at your collar number. Yeah. Thanks, mate. You're a disgrace, mate.
So that was it.
Yeah.
Man, don't laugh about it.
Yeah.
You're a British police officer.
Absolute disgrace talking to members of public like that.
What did they say?
He was being patronising. It was like they were trying to put their point across, and it was like dismissing them out of hand. It was disgusting.
We believe investing is for everyone.
That's it.
AJ Bell. Feel good.
That's the end of the video. Well, yeah, that was just one police officer. Just shocking. I mean, if you want, you're a police officer, you're a public servant, right? So you should be engaging with the public. If you don't care, then you're supposed to look like you do care, even if you don't. But he just had this attitude that I don't care what you think. But that's what they think of the public, isn't it? They don't care. They don't care. And it's obvious they don't care. And from what I can tell, South Yorkshire Police, because that's who that was, are on special measures again. They're on special measures, which means that they are a poor performing police force. And I can believe it. From the quality of policing that day, I can see it. I was actually doing their job for them in some circumstances. The people that watched the live stream saw it all. I was picking out all these people that they should be keeping an eye on. They allowed a pro-Palestine woman in a burqa carrying a flag with a backpack on to walk up directly up to the UKIP march. Now, if that had been any of us, we'd have been arrested. We'd have been turned away. If I walked up to a pro-Palestine march carrying a Union flag or St George's Cross, the police would stop me approaching. Yeah, I got told that. We don't serve the public, we serve the crowd. It's like, well, yeah, you're making that blatantly obvious. Yes, he would. They've completely rejected the Pelian principles, haven't they? They're just completely gone out the window. There is no such thing as fear or favour anymore. It's just favour for one group. And we know what these groups are because they're political. You know, if you get involved in Pride Month and you are a public servant, that's being politicised. The Pride movement is a political movement. Whether they like it or not, it is, and they shouldn't be involved in it. Liverpool, then what does people expect? It's the capital city, yeah. It's like Bristol. Bristol's another one. Bristol's a lefty capital, isn't it, as well? Where I am, Chesterfield. Chesterfield definitely is. It's a Labour-controlled council. Thought they were. Let's have a look. I'm sure they were. I'm sure something's happened with them. Oh, no, that's it. I know what it is. It's not special measures, is it, Steve? They've gone bankrupt. The police force has gone bankrupt. And they've had to be bailed out, apparently, for being bankrupt. So look, South Yorkshire Police. I think this is what I saw. So yeah, right, okay. Let's look at this on screen. So this is what happened to South Yorkshire Police. They're not on special measures, they're just bankrupt. Right. Show you this. So it's saying this. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, I've got to share it again, haven't I? No, just made it. Right, enlarge that a little bit so people can see it. There we go. South Yorkshire Police is not bankrupt, but it's issued a Section 114 notice after a 65 million accounting shortfall. Kind of says that bankrupt to me. It's just another word to like, oh yeah, they're not bankrupt. Don't worry, they're not bankrupt. Shortfall prompting emergency government support. That kind of says they're bankrupt. If you have got to have emergency government support, you're bankrupt. Overview of crisis. In 2024, South Yorkshire Police disclosed a 65 million black hole in its finances caused by a major accounting error dating back to 2019 under the former Police and Crime Commissioner Dr. Alan Billings. The error involved a loan intended for essential equipment, including police kits, vehicles, and IT upgrades. 16 million in repayments had been missed, and 49 million in future payments were omitted from financial planning, creating hidden deficit. Section 114 notice, the government intervention. The force became the first in the UK to issue a Section 114 notice, a formal declaration that it cannot balance its books and requires immediate central government support. It's bankrupt then, isn't it? That says to me, you're bankrupt. If you can't afford to pay police officers' wages, you're bankrupt. Force became the first issue formal declaration. It cannot be balanced books that requires immediate central government support. In response, the Home Office provided 17 million in exceptional finance support and issued capitalisation direction, allowing the force to manage one-off costs over a longer period. This intervention ensures that frontline policing remains unaffected and staff continue to be paid as usual. Exactly. If you can't pay your staff, you're bankrupt. It's not bankrupt, but it is. It's not bankrupt, but it is. Whatever. Quite possibly, or backhanders or deals, backhand deals to mates and stuff that have gone south. Whereabouts, sorry. So I think there's anything else that I want to say. I don't think there is. Don't forget to go and follow me on Rumble if you can. Vindicative Engines on Rumble. It's free to join Rumble. Just go and join Rumble. type in Vindicator Vengeance and you will find my channel over there. I know lots of you have already gone over there and followed me on Rumble. That's going to be my fallback position in case anything happens to this channel in the future. So that's the place, that's the rallying point, that's where I'll be. I did try to set up a second YouTube channel, but YouTube wouldn't let me. I was actually using another email address as well, and they wouldn't let me. So I'm assuming it's based on IP address now and not on email, whether or not you can set up a second account. And I don't think they allowed me to set up the second account because I'm on a 90-day warning. So that's probably why they wouldn't allow me to do it. Sorry, Jelly. Sorry about that. It's good watching anyway. Watch it back. You'll enjoy it. Right, guys. I'm going to call it. I'm getting tired. I was up all night last night doing things, doing research and stuff, so for future videos, so a bit tired. But yeah, thanks for coming along. Thanks everybody. Thanks chat. Thanks for liking, sharing, subscribing, doing the things you do. Thanks to my mods, Steve, and I can't pronounce that your name, but I'm going to put you on screen. To the RAF. I'm guessing you're in the RAF then, mate. See you later, guys. See you later. Thanks for really coming in. Really appreciate it. This is Vindicator signing off.